Hey, shalom everyone. Eliyahu Yasharal here from Just a Word. And today we are going to look at the question, why did the Most High allow us to be deceived in Christianity? Why have we been deceived in this religion for so long? How did it take us so long to get it right? Why were we allowed to be deceived? And this question usually comes up in families when one person gets the truth and brings it to the others, especially children. They are going to be asking, but mom, but dad, you have been telling us all our lives to believe in Jesus Christ, and now where did this come from? Why were we allowed to be deceived? Why didn't we know this all along? And so parents will battle with the answer to these questions, because many would have been drilling in their children, Jesus Christ is right, and you must praise this, and from they were born. Yes? So this video seeks to answer these questions. We're going to give there are many different answers, many more than what we will give here today. But for the sake of time, we will just try to condense it and give you a few reasons why we were allowed to be deceived. And it starts with the Most High. He blinds us in religion because we rebelled against him. As he said in Isaiah 1:2-3, "Hear, O heavens, and give ear, O earth, for Yahuwah hath spoken. I have nourished and brought up children, and they have rebelled against me. The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib, but Israel doth not know, my people doth not consider." So when we rebel against him, even the dumb ox and the dumb ass will know who their master is and where their home is, but Israel will not know. Israel will not even consider. And this is also because he took away our heritage from us whenever we turn against him. Whenever we are in captivity, he takes away our heritage. We don't know who we are. We don't know what our heritage was or what our lifestyle was. Jeremiah 17:4, "And thou even thyself shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not, for ye have kindled a fire in mine anger which shall burn forever." So he will take away our heritage, send us in a land that we do not know. And as part of our punishment, the curses for disobedience that we are under, one of the curses is that we will follow gods that our parents never knew. So when our people came to this part of the world, we have to understand that the religion that we were given must be a curse. We would not be taken our land, brought to another land, and be given the truth. That is not what Scripture says. When we are brought, we will serve other gods that our fathers never knew. Deuteronomy 28:64, "And Yahuwah shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth even unto the other." Our people are scattered all over. "And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone." So we are blinded, not knowing who we are, but we are also made to follow gods that our fathers never knew, the gods of Christianity. So we have to understand that this is why we were blinded, and blindness in part has happened to Israel until the fullness of the Gentiles be come in. We also have to understand that we were blinded in part, okay? From the time the Apostle Shaul spoke this, even before that time, Israelites were blinded, not knowing the true Messiah. Likewise for us, we were blinded, not knowing the true Messiah ourselves. So we knew Jesus Christ, the lawless Messiah, the one who we were told, no Sabbaths, no law, no nothing, no obedience to the Father. Varying denominations did varying levels of obedience, but basically it was in disobedience to the Father. So we didn't know the true lawful Messiah, Yahusha. And that was a part of our curses. Alright? So the Most High allowed the Gentiles to deceive us because we are in punishment. And we have to understand that the Gentiles hate Yahuwah. Alright? Giving you the understanding so that you will figure out how to explain all of this. Why all of this? Why we are deceived? Why now we are giving you this and it is so totally different from what you learned in Christianity? Why did we not know this before? This is what this video is about. So we have to understand the people who gave us Christianity were the Edomites, the Romans, all right? And we have to understand that they are the enemies of the Most High. Understand this. They hate the Most High and they hate the Most High's people who are the children of Israel. But here's what it says about them in Psalm 83. And you'll hear me using these verses over and over because they are applicable to so many different situations. Psalm 83 verse 1. Keep not thou silence, O Yahuwah. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Aloha. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They that hate thee, hate the Most High, have lifted up the head. And we are soon going to see that it was the people who gave us Christianity and Islam. These are the people who hate the Most High. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. So they consult against the Most High's hidden ones, and his hidden ones are his people who are lost and scattered, not knowing who they are. They take counsel against them, and let's see what they take counsel to do. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. So this is their whole task and duty, to cut us off from being a nation so that Israel will be no more in remembrance. Nobody will again remember Israel. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The next verse tells us who they are. The tabernacles of Edom. These are the people who gave you Christianity. And the Ishmaelites who gave you Islam, of Moab and the Hagarenes. So basically what this is saying, the people who gave us Christianity hate the Most High, hate his people, and want to destroy his people from off the face of the earth. If you hate someone, you don't worship them. Alright? So, whatever they gave us also is something to destroy us, because they want to destroy us and destroy the name of Israel. So we got Christianity, the poison called Christianity. That is not good for us. That is the religion of the Edomites. Alright? So why Christianity? Why did they give us Christianity? They gave us Christianity to keep us blinded. We're gonna see how important it is for us to keep blinded. This is why they do everything in their power not to let us know who we are. That is why when Nick Cannon spoke the other day about us being the true children of Israel, he had to come back and rescind. Deshaun Jackson the same. They have to rescind because the whole existence of the Gentiles, of the Babylonian system, is predicated on us not existing. We cannot know that we exist. We cannot know who we are. We cannot know our identity. And we're going to see why we cannot know our identity. And this is why we have been hidden in Christianity for so long. This is why we have been deceived for so long. Because while we are down, not knowing who we are, the Gentiles stay rich. They remain rich. They get the riches and the wealth of this earth. And we remain poor. Because while we are down, we remain under the curses. And the curses of the law tells us that we are going to be poor. It tells us what's going to happen to us. Curse shall be our basket, and curse shall be our store. Our basket refers to our gathering daily, and our store refers to our savings. All right? The Most High says that is cursed. So this is why they want to keep us blinded, and they use religion in order as one of the tools in order to blind us. Romans 11:12. Now if the fall of them, it was speaking about Israel, the children of Israel. Now if the fall of them be the riches of the world, and the diminishing of them the riches of the Gentiles, how much more their fullness. So this is telling you that when Israel falls, the Gentiles become rich. And this is proven throughout history. Wherever the children of Israel are, in captivity, that nation is the richest and most powerful nation in the world. So, keep us down, they stay up. As Lamentations 1:5 says, her adversaries are the chief. Her enemies prosper. You were speaking about Israel. Israel's adversaries are the chief nations of the world. Her enemies prosper. Whenever we are in captivity, our enemies prosper. For Yahuwah, and this is the reason why, for Yahuwah hath afflicted her for the multitude of her transgressions. Her children are gone into captivity before the enemy. As long as you are in captivity before the enemy will prosper. So this is why we are kept blinded in the religion of Christianity. Christianity is a tool to keep us blinded, not knowing who we are. And in 2nd Ezra 6:56 to 59, Ezra was telling us that the nations, the Most High considers the nations to be nothing. And yet still, these nations continue to rule over Israel. So Ezra was asking why does this happen? Even Jeremiah said it as well. He said, is Israel a homeborn slave? Why is he so afflicted? So why is Israel always in captivity? Let's see what Ezra said. 56. 2nd Ezra 6:56. As for the other people which also come of Adam, he's speaking about the Gentiles, thou hast said that they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, and hast likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. But hear what he says next. And now, O Yahuwah, behold, these heathens, which have ever been reputed as nothing, have begun to be masters over us and to devour us. This happens anytime we are in captivity. But we, thy people, whom thou hast called thy firstborn, thy only begotten, and thy fervent lover, are given into their hands. If the world now be made for our sakes, why do we not possess an inheritance with the world? How long shall this endure? And of course, in verse 9, he had answered the question for himself when he said, when the angel told him that Esau is the end of this world and Jacob is the beginning of the age to come. So this is the age of Esau. So Esau is ruling and afflicting Jacob. But in the age to come, it will be Jacob who is ruling. So in other words, our ignorance is their ticket to riches, power, and control. As long as we remain deceived in religion, they remain rich and powerful and in control. Right? So that is why the state rewards churches. Churches get tax-free benefits. In the COVID-19, we see churches getting some kickback money. I don't remember exactly what kind of money. They're getting money to sustain themselves. All right? There is a sort of unseen marriage between church and state, so as to use the church to keep Israelites blinded, and by keeping them blinded, the state retains its power, its wealth, and its riches. So that is why we have been deceived. And why is it happening now? Why is it now that we are understanding? Because the time of the Gentiles is coming to an end. Remember, we are to remain blinded until the fullness of the Gentiles be come in. So the fullness of the Gentiles is almost up. So the truth about who we are, as we said, is not friendly to nations and it's not friendly to religions. Because when you find out who you are going to eventually come out of that church system. Because you're going to understand that it is an Edomite system and it is not the right system. There goes your tithes. There goes their offerings. There goes their control over you. And you'll start now being objective and start understanding everything that's happening in the world. And now you're going to truly start getting wisdom. Because you have come from under their Christian brainwash. Alright? So to make it even worse, to make the deception even worse, they set up a fake Israel. They set up a people they call the Jewish or Israelis in a country called Israel, and direct us to say, this is what these people look like. They don't look like you, the opposite of you, that's how they look. So they remove and they drill it in our heads that they are the Jews. They are the Jews. If you ever come out and say anything, they say you're anti-Semitic, right? Even though our people are the Semites themselves. If we claim that we are the true Jews, they say we are anti-Semitic. And everything you see against them, they are some little crybabies. As soon as they say a little thing against them, they go out and cry to each other, and they rally around and come out against you and try to destroy you. That's how they are. Alright? But they have done that in order to direct every single truth away from you. You would never ever dream that you are the people of the book, because from you were born, it was drilled in your mind that these are the Jewish people. So another reason why we are just now waking up is that he gave his word to only one people. You see, Psalms 147 verse 19 to 20, he showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He hath not dealt so with any nation, and as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye Yahuwah. So in other words, he only gives his word to one people, the children of Israel. So, while we were stuck at the time of the Gentiles, in the religion of the Gentiles, we could not understand it because we were not walking as Israelites. We are not waking up as yet as to who we were. So when we get awakened, then the Most High now gives us his knowledge, because he gives it only to Jacob and to Israel. So that is why now there are people coming up all over the world with this understanding, because they have awakened to who they are, and he's now giving them the understanding as the children of Jacob, as the children of Israel. And now is the time that his prophecy is being fulfilled, of him now delivering the children of Israel out of the second Egypt. They call it the second Exodus. This is the time, this is the season for it. So don't feel bad. Don't feel bad about no, you're just hearing this, and don't feel bad about it. Blindness in part has happened to Israel. And let me tell you something. The fullness of the Gentiles has not yet come in, because the Gentiles are still ruling. So all of us have some form of blindness. I will tell you that even I must have some form of blindness, because every person that I've seen we are claiming to come out, every person that I have seen some deficiency in what they are teaching. And I'm saying, I am seeing deficiency in what they are teaching. Therefore, they must see deficiencies in what I am teaching as well. So I'm not pretending that I know everything. So the principle of it is, blindness in part is happening to Israel. We are just now learning the word of truth. So we're going to make mistakes. We're going to have misunderstandings. Yes? But the whole point of it is the desire and the zeal to know the truth. So you move from one lie, and you get over that lie. You're still in lies, but you move from one lie to the other. So we're still learning and just getting out. All right? Because as we said, this is the time of the second Egypt, when he promised to send fishers to fish us out. And this is what is happening now. He's fishing people out from all over, out of false religion and into his truth. Jeremiah 16:14-16. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith Yahuwah, that it shall no more be said, Yahuwah liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But Yahuwah liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north, and from all the lands whither he had driven them, and I will bring them again into their land that I gave unto their fathers. Behold, this is the season. Behold, I will send for many fishers, saith Yahuwah, and they shall fish them. And after will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill and out of the holes in the rocks. This is the season of the fishing. This is the season of the coming out. The Bible had predicted it, so we do not have to feel ashamed that we were once in Christianity and we were fooled and we were serious in what we were doing and nothing could tell us that we were not wrong. That was because we were blinded. But when you come into Israel, you are awakened and you will move from truth to truth, because the Holy Spirit, the Spirit of truth, will lead you into all truth. All right? So this is why we have been deceived in Christianity. The Most High had blinded us, so we could not wake up before the time. Until the time of the fullness of the Gentiles, then that is when he would awaken us. And so he used the Gentiles. As it says, Babylon is a golden cup in Yahuwah's hand, because Babylon has made the nations drunken and Babylon had made the nations mad. So he used Babylon in order to have us under deception because we are under our punishment. But now we are waking up. All right? But Babylon was allowed to set up its system, and it is in Babylon's best interest that we stay blinded. So you people who might be watching this, you are Christians, it is in their interest, best interest, to keep you in that religion. As long as you stay in that religion, you're going to stay blinded and serve their purpose of keeping you blind so you cannot turn back to your Father, and your Father can send His Son to deliver you. That is what it's all about. Son will be sent to deliver you. Want the Messiah to come? Turn to the Father. All right? So this is why we have been blinded. Blindness in part happened to Israel until the fullness of the Gentiles be coming. Hope this helps. And this is Eliyahu Yasharal from justaword.org, the Just a Word YouTube channel, asking you to subscribe to our channel so you get more of these short videos explaining these points that should really help you in your spiritual journey. All right, so check out our website, justaword.org, for many articles and more detailed teachings. All right, so until our next video, shalom.